goes, it slaps.
If you could dig yourself out of an avalanche, we wouldn't have a problem here. But you can't. When an avalanche stops, it sets up like cement. Everything we've learned so far should have prevented this. But if something goes wrong, this is what we do. Even if it's just your legs buried, you're gonna have to dig yourself out. Your friend or friends are buried and they're running out of air. The clock is ticking. And you are their only chance of survival. Hello? 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 This is something you have to understand. Your friend might be breathing, but not for long. Where the heck are they? They could be here, or here, or here. I don't know. Or there could be two burials. Or more. Make sure everybody has a shovel and a probe. And an avalanche transceiver like this one. These things are meant to find each other, but they won't do it for you. If you have to experience this, it'll probably be the scariest moment of your life. My name's Rocket Miller. I work on the ski patrol at Lake Louise Mountain Resort in Lake Louise, Alberta. I want to talk a little bit about companion rescue. There's 3 of us out here today, and we only exposed 1 person on a slope, and lo and behold, the unexpected has happened, and we've had an involvement. There's a good sequence of events that should follow in the event that you have an involvement with an avalanche and somebody is buried. Number 1, assign a leader. You need a sounding board. Communication can often break down in a rescue, whether it's organized rescue or just companion rescue. Number 2, take the time to make a call out. You may have a radio and be able to contact another party. You may just have a telephone and cell phone coverage is good there. By all means, make the call.
I copy that, and the avalanche just happened.
Number 3, you need to assess further danger. Further danger might be additional snow above the fracture line. Maybe there's a cliff band. Your own safety is now of primary importance. Number 4, best case scenario is you were able to keep an eye on your friend for as long as possible before he's under or she's under the snow. Number 5, the stages of physically going after him. Switch your transceiver into receive and make sure everybody else in your group has switched to receive also. If you have further danger and have accepted the risk of the further danger and you have the manpower, post somebody to watch out over you. I do have my transceiver out and it's on receive, and I'm going to enter the search area now. In this case, I'm searching from above. So I'm going to use the efficiency of staying on my skis, and I'm going to zigzag back and forth, no further than 40 meters apart at my widest. That gives me a 20-meter search radius, which is pretty well optimal for any transceiver on the market today. Now I do have to focus on the last seen point. The person buried is likely below the last seen point. Thinking terrain traps, most likely burial areas, whether we can see him or any visual clues on the surface. Okay, I'm at a surface clue here. It's a ski pole sticking out based on my last seen point. And this ski pole, I've got a bit of a trajectory and a most likely burial area. I am relying on my beacon, but I don't want to pass this. Even though I don't have a strong signal yet, I'm going to pull on this ski pole and make sure there's not a hand attached to it. If I had more people here, someone would come and probe all around here. But like I said, I want to make sure that his hand's not attached to it, and my beacon is my best bet. So I'm gonna carry on here. Okay, I'm picking up a signal now. Let's just pause here a second and discuss beacons. This is a digital beacon. Other beacons are analog beacons. Some beacons provide you with both. The thing about beacons is they send out signals, and they also receive signals, transmit, receive. But the signals they're sending out come out of your beacon in a monkey ear shape on both sides, like this. But they also come out this way and this way, so consider it three-dimensional sphere. So despite which way you're buried, they're gonna send a signal up through the surface of the snow to the receiving beacon. The signal is gonna bring you in on a curve. We call that a flux line or induction line. The digital beacon, I'm focusing on two things. I have a distance and I have an arrow to follow. So I'm gonna follow that arrow, follow that light, dead center of my beacon, and watch my numbers get smaller. I'm following this induction line in. Flux line, they curve. So I'm curving with it, keeping my arrow in the middle and watching my numbers go down. There we go. Okay. Yep, now I'm getting close. Now I want to move into my pinpoint search. Kicking my skis off here. Get my beacon low to the ground. This beacon's making lots of noise right now. And here we go. I'm going to work in a grid pattern here. I want to mark a strong spot here. Keep going until I notice it getting weaker. Definitely weaker here. Back over the strong spot. Yeah, definitely strong there. Okay, weaker here. Back to the strong. I want to go back this way. Make sure that I'm really close. Okay, weaker here. Back up this way. Okay, even stronger here now. That's great. Up here further. No, not stronger. Strong. Definitely right here, strongest spot. This is where I want to start probing, right there. At this stage of the game, I've marked it. Visually, for now, I got to get my probe out and probe. My probe's ready to go. Now there is a systematic way of probing your first spot. Get an idea how deep that snow is. Okay, that deep. Now I want to spiral around it. 30 centimeters apart. So I'm spiraling around, getting a little bit wider each time. That's good. I ought to be getting close here. Oh, okay, I got something here. Strike. Now we're shoveling. Now what I want to do with shoveling here is get an idea how deep that person is. I don't want to dig straight down. That's tough digging. I want to start in from downhill if you're on a slope, or at least from some side, pointing towards where you think the end of your probe is, because that's where your buried friend is. So start back here. This stuff can be darn hard. And hard, tough digging.
Hey, okay? On up.
Yeah, if you do find yourself caught in an avalanche, first thing, you want to be yelling avalanche so everyone knows that something has happened, that the snow is starting to move.
Big Abby! Keep an eye on the front! We need help! Finish!
And they can either get out of the way or at least keep their eyes on you and watch where you're going to go. There's pretty much two options depending on where you are on the slide. If you're at the front of the slide and you think you can get ahead of it and cut out and get out of its path to a safe zone, That's sort of one of your best options. The other option, if you're at the top of the slide and it's mostly below you, you can try and get off of it and dig into the bed surface. Just being able to like backpedal and jump off of the slide surface and get back on the bed surface, the snow that isn't moving, and just dig in and let what's moving get away from you. If you do find yourself caught in an avalanche, best advice, just protect your head and face. And I've been told that swimming works, and try and get to the surface and just kick your skis off and just not get anchored down. If you feel yourself slowing down, you might want to try and create an air pocket with your arms in front of your face. Or if you feel that you're at the sort of the surface of the slide, try and get a hand up out of the snow so that your buddies can see you.
There's a misconception that wardens can come to the rescue effectively in an avalanche accident. It's essentially up to you to provide your own companion rescue, because time is of the essence, and quite often it can take us up to 2 hours to respond to an event.
Accidents have happened in the past, and they're going to happen again. That's just a fact. You dedicate the time to learn the various methods to move safely through the mountains, it's going to work for you. There's always risk, and you're always at risk when you're in the mountains, but the methods work.
People often don't know how to get the knowledge that they need. Reading a book is a good part of getting that. It's not good enough. Watching this film isn't good enough. And the only thing that's good enough is getting out there and getting hands-on experience. I think the best way is to sign up for a certified course. Don't waste time before you do. It's well worth it. You'll feel better when you're out there, because if you're ever doing something and you don't know how to do it, you get those tentative feelings, you don't trust yourself. You shouldn't do something if you don't trust yourself doing it, because that's when bad things happen.